So I was on two television shows last night, two news programs to debate with people about President Barack Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize, and we watched the ceremony and talked about it. And I really have some very straightforward things to say about President Obama winning the Nobel Peace Prize. And the people that I spoke with were, of course, judging Barack Obama on the measures of what is he being awarded for. He was only in office for 2 weeks. So if I were to take that logic and say that if he's being awarded, which I don't think that it is just an award, but people are usually quite limited in how they can view things, what had he done? So if he had only been in office for 9 days, I believe it was, before the selection process for this year's, what do you call? My God, for the people who are in the running for this prize, and unlike the other prizes, it's not an award for progress, for just something done. But if we were to take that, then I would say, what had he done? He had campaigned the longest, most expensive presidential campaign in the United States, and he had broken the glass ceiling in his job. You know, like what any of us is trying to do in our daily lives. He broke the glass ceiling in one job. So if you ask, what did he done to deserve that, then you're obviously understating what breaking that particular glass ceiling meant. W.B. Du Bois said, the problem of the 21st century is the problem of the color line. And every time, the more I grow, the more I know, the more that makes sense to me. And here is a very clear example. In every part of the world, we're shifting from a manufacturing-based economy to a knowledge-based economy, what Richard Florida calls the creative class. So you can even measure a city on their success in this economy based on how creative, based on that creamy layer of the creative class in a city. Is your city open-minded? He says that, is your city open-minded enough to have a gay enclave, visible gay markers? That being one of the markers of morality of the modern day. And if that's your city, it flows then that you have other sets of rich cultural lives that promote diversity. And diversity is important in a knowledge-based economy as opposed to manufacturing where you're just moving around widgets because we're talking about thoughts and ideas. And of course, we all know that each of us, if we know how to communicate, greatly synergize. The relationship with working with others greatly synergizes the ideas. You don't get the groupthink, the same, that can lead to great moral decay. And I think that the economy that we're coming off, that widget economy where you just put something in and get something out, and there are shareholders who will, exploit whatever those resources are that go into making this final product. So those resources could be slaves. Those resources could be, a natural resource like water, and the output, unless we control it, they don't care. So they will pollute the water. They will pollute the air. They will, sell us products that kill us, and, like cigarettes or, a range of products like, french fries. And they can't be trusted. That free market analysis is not a holder of public good. And when we look at the economy that we're shifting to, where you can't just put in widgets, where you actually do need people's minds, and you can even get over that through what we're using right now. Somebody in a rural village in XYZ, nation around the world can watch this video, as well as someone in New York, as well as someone in Paris. And we can all communicate just through this medium right here. One of us might even be doing this on a mobile phone, so cheap it is. No more digging lines. And that is what Barack Obama did. So you see where this comes back to? That's the threatening part. He empowered people through, let's look at his campaign. Again, we're saying he won a prize. According to them now, their criteria, what had they seen? They saw a shift. He shifted power. So he said, I don't need, huge donors to run a fancy presidential campaign. I don't need, millions and millions of dollars to pay into news organizations to put my ads on TV when, and not just him, but people who are affiliated with his campaign can do this, when access to money is already stratified. So you can't say that a government of the people is won through a campaign based on a popularity contest, and you even access those means of communication by money alone. When we have federal government funds for people who are in the presidential race. But you and I both know that has always led to that's one of the ways that the glass ceiling was firmly held intact. You don't believe me? Look at Barack Obama's predecessors. They all fit a very narrow category of just personhood in America across these obviously very important social lines, even ones that you can measure. And then that's even another disgusting part, is that it's on the onus of the oppressed to even prove that oppression even exists. And so you have someone like Barack Obama who says, I'm not even going to talk about it, but when I do, when you really push the line, I'm not going to give you a soundbite and you can't tweet this. I'm going to give you a 37-minute long speech, one thought from beginning to end, where we had a previous president who walked in there not on merit, as we like to believe, because that myth is gone, but on who he was, because he couldn't string together a sentence. He couldn't conjugate, to be, to do, the two first verbs that you learn in any language. To be, to do, to go, basic verbs. President Bush couldn't conjugate, and yet you have Barack Obama who can string together one coherent thought for 37 minutes. Does he deserve the Nobel Peace Prize? Well, it depends on how severe you see social inequality as a great impediment towards a fruitful knowledge-based economy. And I'm not just saying this because it will benefit those who are right now at the, on the shitty end of that technological gap that we talk about. I'm also saying that if you were to look at what led to the downfall of this economy that's ending now, the one that led to all the crashes and the recession, that economy, if you were to look at what led to that, it is that elite thinking. These were all highly educated, elite people who ran our economy and are running our nations into a ground, and not just the United States, but I'm talking about around the world. So when you look at Barack Obama and you want to say, what has he done? Then maybe you're not paying attention to how severe the problems around you are. Maybe you want to say that hope is not a message. Well, what if I ask the girl who's living under the flyover down the street? I live in New Delhi, and there are families, chronic poverty for millennia, through caste. And people want to say that, well, caste is not a problem and caste doesn't exist. And I know I'll get comments on this video of the people who want to deny and, well, don't confuse it with this. And I mean, I'm sorry. But if they've been chronically poor for millennia, they're hopeless. And for someone to say that there is hope, don't judge Barack Obama in looking at India based on what he's done for India. Judge a Barack Obama from your own society. Will there be an untouchable who can emerge to that level in this society? What are the tremendous hurdles that person would have to face that we, you and me, people with access to the internet and speak English, sitting here in India right now, what would they have to do, be, have, access what, to just reach here, to just be able to sit here next to us? And if you can answer that for me, then show me what that person would have to do. Barack Obama did it in his line of work. He said, I'm breaking this ceiling. Hillary Clinton didn't. She didn't. She could not do it. Why? Because we are morally opposed to Hillary Clinton. Yes, the whole Monica Lewinsky, we are so screwed up in the head that we can't even see her for her. And it's not that she's not a good stateswoman, obviously. But it's us, the American people, who are not ready, because we don't have these conversations. Because we're still stuck over the color line, the class line. And just to be sure, it's not about race. It is about class. Race came afterwards. Race and racism justified subordinating people, and that is the heart of imperialism all around the globe. Peace.
We got this song for them. We just sing them like this. We go say, ah, ah.